everyone. Let's talk for just a minute about a few things going on in our world today. We've got people fleeing countries all over the place. The government's talking about shutting down because they can't get along. The House and the Senate can't get along. People are starving throughout the world in various different countries, looking for work, not having enough. How do you get through these moments and times in your life? You know, what do you do when you or someone you know does not have what they need and you barely have enough for what you need, or you have enough for what you need but you don't have enough to help anybody else? You know, what do you do? How do you get up every morning and feel good about yourself? How do you break free from the doom and gloom going on around the world? There's wars going on all over the place, not just in fighting and killing each other, but there's sex trafficking, there's drug addictions, there's pornography. There's a variety of so many different things going on. How do you combat that when you really don't have the ability to help anyone or serve anyone other than just giving your time? Yeah, that's a really difficult one, isn't it? I myself am doing pretty good. I feel like our needs are met in my family. We have food, we have a home, we have reliable transportation to get us from here to there. We have, a little bit of money to sometimes do things on the side, maybe get out of town for a little bit and go camping, or, get a few extra things at the grocery store. But our world is in such turmoil, I feel like. How do you keep that peace within? The only thing that I have been able to figure out is by focusing on what's important to me. Finding something every day to be grateful for. Finding something every day to smile about. Finding something to look forward to after work. Maybe it's going for a walk. Maybe it's watching a movie. Maybe it's, playing around on my phone. Maybe it's, being on social media. Maybe it's going for a drive. Like, there's a lot of different little things that I've learned that I can do to help keep me in peace from the inside out. And that is so important, because you live with you all the time, every day. You're the only one that's there for you when no one else is. You can't escape yourself. So if you can find a way to have peace and joy and something to smile about every single day. Sometimes I'm really looking for something. Sometimes I have such a rough day that it's just like, wow, everything is going wrong today. It feels like that sometimes, and I avoid saying those words, because when we speak words, we're speaking actions. We're putting something into play. We're bringing something into reality. What you think about, you bring about. Thoughts create things. If we look at what our history has told us and shown us, and what the greats have discovered themselves and have tried so hard to teach us, that when we're thinking about something, we're actually bringing it into our reality. And that's why we are cautioned so much about what we think about, because our thoughts are powerful, because the more we think about them, the more we talk about them, and the sooner they happen. That's the way they talk about if you're talking about helping somebody and they're talking about harming themselves. Well, they're talking about it. Eventually, they might do it. Whether they tell you they're going to harm themselves or not, the likelihood of them harming themselves after they've been talking about it and then not talking about it to anybody goes up. That's why when we talk about, having a negative self-talk cycle, we're really talking about getting stuck in that negativity and perpetuating negativity. And it's really easy to perpetuate that negativity when that's all that we're thinking about. When our thoughts are consumed with negative things, we're going to breed negative in our lives. We can't help it. It's just going to happen. When we think about positive, and it really requires a skill to get out of negative or thinking and start thinking positively, because negative thoughts are so powerful. When we're not thinking positive things, it feels uncomfortable. It feels like something is wrong. It feels like we really have to work so hard to get out of those negative thinking habits. But when we do, if you start thinking negatively and then you realize you're thinking negatively and you change those thoughts to positive, okay, I'm thinking negative. What do I have positive in my life? I have a running car. I have gas in the car. The car works. I have something to eat. I have sunglasses. The sun is shining. It's not cold. I don't like the cold. The sun is shining, so at least I've got that. If you can start really finding things, and I've even got down to, I'm so grateful for the lead in my pencil. Sometimes you really have to dig to find those things to be grateful for. What if you went without something? How would your perspective change? Now, I'm not saying, that you got to constantly imagine you live somewhere else and deprive yourself of things as if you were living somewhere else. What I'm saying is that when you're focused on the negative, you forget all of the luxuries and pleasures and conveniences and benefits that you have right now. And when you can find something to be grateful for, your brain starts thinking about possibilities. Otto Frank, Anne Frank's dad, had a very positive outlook on life. And he was heard singing hymns in the prisoner of war camps. If he could be singing hymns in a prisoner of war camp as somebody that should not have had hope of getting out, should not have had any hope of being happy, absolutely unlivable circumstances, then why can't I? So when I am hearing these stories about all of these things going on around the world, yes, I have compassion on those who do not even feel like they have a country to call home, that become refugees, that don't have enough to eat, that don't have enough money to take care of their families. I have a considerable amount of compassion for those. And for any of you that are watching that are in a situation that's harmful for you or where your needs are not met, I've had many times in my life where I have not felt like my needs have been met, whatever they've been. That with my needs not being met, life has still been extremely difficult at times. And the only thing that has gotten me through that, the only thing that has kept me going and has not allowed me to give up or to quit, really has been the mental fortitude, building a fortress around my mind that says there is something better. There is something to hope for. There is something to be grateful for. I'm going to leave you with that thought. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please drop me some comments below. What are your thoughts? What do you think about this? You know, what helps you get through difficult times in your life? What helps you overcome the overwhelming negativity that is in our world? How do you find the things to be grateful and hopeful for? I would love to hear from you. We'll talk again soon.